That's not gonna work. Get down here. Hi, I'm Noah Siebert, and I'm going to talk to you today about my summer internship with the Kansas Turnpike. Um, and to start off, I'm going to mention a time back, my first week of working, and I was at a job site, according to the Kansas Turnpike, at milepost 168.297, and I got that from this 2011 Atlas, thanks to Rand in 2011. And I was at this job site at Bridgeport, and I noticed that there was several different types of engineering going on at once, and it was a pretty cool moment. And I looked at the Bridgeport, and I noticed that there was obviously civil engineering going on at the time, and there was also architectural engineering from the structure that went in to building this bridge. There was chemical engineering based on the composition of all the cement and concrete with the water and air ratios. There was industrial engineering because of the girders and how they're formed. There's different types of rolling the pattern on or welding the plates together. I also noticed that there was mechanical engineering based on the uh, devices that pump the concrete onto the bridge, and there was electrical engineering based on all the circuits of the devices to make sure everything was controlled properly. And I noticed all that was really neat. Along with a plane flying overhead was aerospace and all the area around. They have to go back and do environmental engineering and replant all the grass and seeds and make sure everything is back in better order than they found it. So I personally am a mechanical engineer. I just finished up my second year at Kansas State, but I'm doing an internship in civil engineering. And today I'm going to mention four different engineers that I have met this summer, specifically in civil engineering. And those are Rich, David, Rex, and Shannon. And those are going to be kind of the four people that I've learned from. So from Rich, my first point is that he's mainly an office guy. He stays around and he does all the designing and the contracts. So he will get word that there's a new bridge that they're making or redecking or raising the bridge and all that different sort of stuff. And he has to make sure that all the specs are up to shape. So he spends all his day on a program called MicroStation, and he's showing me how to work it, but unfortunately I'm not able to actually build anything of importance because then that structure is based on me, and he can't put his professional engineering license on that because he'd probably lose it. I he gets all of his information from David. He is the boss. He's the chief engineer for the Topeka and for most of the Turnpike. And a lot of his job consists of presenting to the board and making sure that everything is done in a budget friendly and safety friendly manner. And he actually has spent a lot of time with me and the other engineering intern, Nathan, and he will have us do projects based on safety. So we'll go back through all the previous contracts and look at the pricing and noticing how much got spent on the traffic control or the rumble strips and make sure to see that they're spending at least a certain amount of the percentage of the projects on safety so they can say their performance measures have increased over the time in the Turnpike. And he really wants to make sure that the public has a good impersonation of the Turnpike, which leads into my third main point, who is Rex. And Rex is a guy that spends a lot of his time out of the office. I spend a lot of my time at his desk because he is out at meetings with the unified governments of different counties like Leavenworth County and Wyandotte County, all the way down to like Lyon, Osage, Shawnee. And he will meet with them along with the Kansas Department of Transportation. He'll meet with the Federal Highway Commission people. And there's also several private contractors like H&TB. I've attended one meeting with all those people in attendance, and we're going over the Turner Diagonal down in up in Kansas City, and we have to make sure that everyone's on the same page. He will make sure that the Turnpike interests are kept and everything is like how David makes it with budget friendly and safety friendly, and he can confirm all that and make sure that that's taken care of accordingly. And he will also go and talk to different people. So he'll go to county meetings, and so there'll be people voicing their concerns about projects on their area or if the Turnpike is buying people's property, and he makes sure people are comfortable with all of that. And that kind of leads into different projects that are built, and that goes into Shannon, my fourth and final engineer that I've worked under this summer. And he is somebody that is often on job sites. He is the one that attends all the bridge raisings, pavement, and bridge redecking. And so he is really responsible for making sure everything is built up to code and making sure all of Rich's designs are carried out properly. So he will make sure that they are doing everything. Like this last week, I spent time at a bridge pour, and it started to rain, and the contractors did not do the smart thing and shut down the operation, and instead cost themselves several $1,000s of time pouring the concrete that ended up not being useful because it got too wet, therefore compromising the structural integrity. So now there's going to be David, the boss, will have to go into meetings with the attorneys and make sure that the contractors pay all that back. So yeah, in conclusion, my foreman people I've worked under: Rich, the designer; David, the chief engineer; and Rex, the meetings guy; and Shannon, the uh, surveyor. And someday I hope to have a combination of a lot of these within the mechanical engineering degree and spend time designing and also in meetings with making sure that the companies get what they want and I can design that for them. Thank you for your time.